Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? TruthSeekah here. I'm doing this video to show you guys different ways that you can support my work, you can support my music and my podcast, and help me to continue to do this stuff. And there's just a bunch of different ways that I have to support, and I'm just going to go over a couple of them. Your support means the world. I couldn't do it without you guys, so everybody who has been supporting in any of these areas, thank you guys so much. It really means the world. So I'm going to show you guys a couple different ways that you can do that. Some people kind of need a walkthrough on how they can do that, and some people want to support in every area that they can. So they want to support in all of these ways that I'm going to show you. And some people, you know, can't do other things, but they can help in some other areas. So I'm going to show you guys right quick in this video. So I think the number one way to support my work and what I'm doing is by becoming a patron. And I say this on all of my podcasts. This is the number one way to support me monthly, month to month, and at any level. Patreon.com/TruthSeekah. There you will get access to my full discography, which is 10 plus albums. You'll get unreleased music. I'm constantly working on new music. I'm working on a new album right now entitled Seer. That album is almost done, and even once that album's done, there's going to be new music coming after that as well. So I'm in a place where I can actually do this full time thanks to you guys with the support. So all the new music that's not available to the general public, as soon as I get done recording a song, it's uploaded to Patreon. So you get access to all of that stuff. You get access to extra podcasts. I go on other people's shows sometimes, and I post my interviews there and all that kind of stuff. So we give you extra podcasts per month as well, and going to be doing some more there. We have something that we're doing on Thursday nights called the School of the Mystics. And so that essentially is going to be a hangout where we just kind of get one-on-one with each other. We have a big group of people that pretty much have joined this community. They resonate with the work. They resonate with the messages and things that we're putting out there. And it's not just me. There's a bunch of people behind the scenes who help me and who motivate me. And I have a team of people that do their own thing. And so we kind of all come together Thursday nights and form the School of the Mystics. And so that's just a place where we just become candid and open. It's not recorded. It's a private session, and it's really a lot of fun. And we just have open conversation, dialogue, even get into prayer and just kind of talking about what's going on in our day-to-day lives and what's working. So definitely check that out, the School of the Mystics. And so all of this stuff can be accessed on Patreon. Like, I'll post all of that there. And also on the website, if you just go to TruthSeekah.com, you'll be able to see all those links as well. And then you also get, by becoming a patron, you get access to the private Facebook group. So let's see where that's at. I think I got it pulled up. Okay, there's a private Facebook group. And so this is just our community where we share content here and just hang out on Facebook. If you're a Facebook user, you get access to that group. So to become a patron, you basically scroll down and find which level, which tier on the right. There's different levels. You can support for $1, $5, $10, and so forth and so on. You get different things at each level. This level, $25 level, comes with a t-shirt, and that's an exclusive t-shirt that's not for sale in the store or anything like that. So you pick your level that you want to support at, and click Get Reward, and basically whatever level you chose, click Continue. It'll walk you through the process of signing up, and you could do that. And it's a monthly partnership with me, and you get access to all this content. You can go back and let's see. So this just here in the middle is showing you the content that you'll unlock. So there's a new song here. Here's an extra podcast that I did on somebody else's show where they gave it to their patrons, and they gave me permission to upload it for my patrons as well. So extra podcasts, bunch of new music. I also post my regular podcast, but that's for the general public too. But the private video hangouts, all that's here. So Patreon.com/TruthSeekah is the best way to support me and to support anyone who's creating media, content, podcasts, music. Nobody buys music anymore. Like, I do make album sales and stuff, but very little when it comes to people downloading your music. And like I said, I get to search. I get to go to my website and see how people got there. And a lot of people are looking up how to download free music, and they're clicking on my website and they're trying to find my music for free. And it's out there. Like, people have got it uploaded on all those sites, and you could do that. But it really hinders because it costs money to make music. It costs money to create these podcasts and these microphones and lighting and all of this stuff. And my computer would get an upgrade on that. So Patreon.com/TruthSeekah is the best way to support, and you get a bunch of perks and stuff, a bunch of rewards, man. So thank you guys who are supporting there. The numbers are increasing. The podcast is increasing. I'm up to 64 patrons at the time of this video. And I remember when I struggled to keep 4 people supporting. But shout out to everybody supporting, and shout out to the people who've been supporting since those 4. Like, they've been here the whole time. So you guys mean the world to me and my family. So thank you guys for that. Patreon, you get a bunch of stuff. The next way that you can support is by going to my website, TruthSeekah.com, and you can buy CDs and merch, CDs and T-shirts and things. So if you want physical copies of the CDs, you just go to my website and just simply go to shop, hover over shop, and there you'll have some options there. You can shop physical CDs, and so that's if you want to buy the actual disc, and there's a bunch of them up here. You get access to download all of these and some that are not for sale anymore. There's a bunch of old stuff, man. When I first started back in 2003, 2004, first started rapping, and the CDs that I put out back then are available on Patreon. I'm not selling those anymore. I don't want to push it, but it's kind of a perk for becoming a patron. The funny thing is, to some people, like, that's the work that they prefer is my early work. They don't like the new stuff. They like the early, that style of trap, like 90s, early 2000s gangster rap, trap music, but it was Christian, early on. So, yeah, if you want access to that or just to hear what that sounds like, you got to become a patron to get access to that. So anyway, the physical CDs can be purchased here, TruthSeekah.com. Hover over shop, click physical CDs, and there you can purchase CDs. Or if you're a patron, you get to download all this stuff. So also, if you would like T-shirts, well, let's go with this. So you got the physical CDs here. There's a link to digital music. So if you want to download it to your phone or download it to your computer and not be a patron, just purchase it. The best way to do that's going to be through Bandcamp, and that's who I use, and the money comes directly to me on that. So you click digital under there, and then if you're on iPhone or you use iTunes, you click iTunes, and so the iTunes link will pop up there. So whichever way you consume music. I'm on all the streaming services, but those streaming services like Spotify and iHeartRadio and that kind of stuff, it doesn't really I really don't make any income off of that, but it's I know it's a way that people consume music right now, so that's why Patreon comes in to play. So there's your iTunes link. Bandcamp is a cool way to download stuff too. And then if you want T-shirts, I have clothing for sale. You just hover over shop and just click shop clothing. Now the clothing, like all of these are different links. The physical CDs come from me on my site. The T-shirts are from another person who distributes them, and so the checkout would be different. If you wanted shirts, the checkout would be different than the CDs. I'm trying to work on combining the two, but right now, click on T-shirts. You come here and see some of the tees that we got. There's the TruthSeekah podcast T-shirt, the little TruthSeekah troll icon, the iconic shirt that we first came out with, the LCOB Seek Truth shirt, when I first started partnering with the Lost Children of Babylon, promoting my stuff through their outlets. I designed this T-shirt and sold a lot of T-shirts. That was so cool, because that's when I knew that like I had a worldwide reach, when I was physically shipping T-shirts all over the world. I mean, Mexico, Egypt, Israel, Canada, China, Japan, New Zealand, Australia. When I started shipping these things, man, I knew that what I had was catching on. So this was the first the first T-shirt that I designed, the LCOB Seek Truth, and it's iconic. So that's available here. I designed this Manly P. Hall T-shirt. Manly P. Hall is like the master teacher. I love his work. My work is dedicated to him, like promoting his stuff and still kind of trying to get his name out there to people who have no idea who he is. So they have the Manly P. Hall Man of Mystery shirt that I designed. A couple other ones that I designed. We sold a couple of these. The Mind Over Matter, Faith Over Fear shirt right here. Here's a scripture. This is Romans 8:6. To be carnally minded is death. To be spiritually minded is life and peace. It's a great scripture. And I was just some T-shirts that I was designing that I have for sale. So there's a white one and a black one right there. It's a great scripture. Love that. This Seek Truth T-shirt here. What I think in the background there's lyrics to, I want to say it's Esoteric Agenda. Yeah. So my verse to Esoteric Agenda is in the background there. Prophetic senses, I'm listening to my intuition. Religious system make prisons while distorting your vision. That verse is in the background, and it's got the Seek Truth over it. So that shirt's available. The Golden Teachers T-shirt here, that's off of my song Golden Teachers and off of my experience Golden Teachers. So I had to kind of relate the Golden Teachers back to angels, angelic beings, communicating with angels, and so that was this artistic expression of the Golden Teachers right there. I thought it was a beautiful expression, and I made a T-shirt out of it. So Golden Teachers T. Transcend the Physical Spiritual Individual T-shirt. This is the Mystic Mind shirt that I designed. It's pretty cool right here. This is an old one too. This is the Manifestations of the Sons of God shirt, and this is the album cover from that. So pretty cool shirt. We sold a bunch of those when that album came out, and so it's still available. Seek Truth shirt. I used to sell a lot of hoodies and stuff at live venues with just the simply Seek Truth going across the front, and gets a lot of questions too when you wear that in public. So then I got the new TruthSeekah logo, and it also has the TruthSeekah podcast font over the front of it. So that's there, the T and the S, reminiscent of the someone said a nail. I guess it resembles a nail to them. Maybe saying the Jesus hanging on the cross, being hung by the nail, the 9-inch nails. But TS to me represents the pole that was lifted up with the serpent wrapped around it, and in the book of Genesis, I believe it is, when they would look upon the serpent on the staff, they would be healed. And so essentially it's the Kundalini or the Holy Spirit, or the spine with the DNA traveling up the spine. So it's the Kundalini awakening or mystical experience. So that's what the logo is, and just so happens to be a TS, so TruthSeekah. So let's load some more, see what else I got. This was one that I did, was exclusive, the Spiritual Awakening / Stone to Ape Theory. I did a white version of this, which was really cool, and it was exclusive for people who pre-ordered 333. Let me go into some detail, but so the black version, it's the black on black version here. It's available, and essentially it's Jesus. It's got the cosmic symbols around it, cosmic awakening. And so you scroll down, you have the mushrooms there. So it's essentially represents the stoned ape theory. If you haven't heard of that, look that up. The stoned ape theory. So you have the primate skull here, which is the monkey skull, and then the mushrooms, and then the DNA in the background almost transcending through the mushroom, becoming man or becoming awakened or ascended, or you can interpret it like that, or it's also just a spiritual awakening as far as being in the lower primate mind. The primate mind state will be left behind. So that, and you have your spiritual encounter, whether it's through magic mushrooms, which are pictured here, the DNA shifting and changing, and having your spiritual encounter, entering Christhood. So that's the analogy behind that shirt. There was a white one that I came out with, and that was exclusive, so I didn't want to bring the white one back out. So I said, why not do this black on black one? So that's available too. Spiritual Awakening / Stoned Ape Theory. All the shirts are $24.99. We got the LCOB t-shirt, The Lost Children of Babylon, and the LCOB hoodie. I'm partnered with LCOB on that. Rasul and those guys get a cut of these profits that I sell the LCOB tees and hoodies as well. So that's the t-shirts. If you want to rep any of this stuff, hope that didn't bore you, but that's everything I have for now. I'm going to be designing some more stuff soon. I really like the t-shirts. So you can do that. You can buy my merch, buy CDs, buy t-shirts, all that good stuff. That's another way that you can support. Another way is through Audible. And so Audible is an affiliate that if you go to audibletrial.com/TruthSeekah, audibletrial.com/TruthSeekah, there you'll be taken to this site where you can get access to a free audiobook. You can get a 30-day trial and download a free audiobook. And I have some books that I recommend as well, so that if you do this and you get the trial and you don't know what to read, I do have a listing of books that have helped me on my spiritual journey. One of them is The Final Quest by Rick Joyner, is one that I promote. Anything by Manly P. Hall. There is some Manly P. Hall listings on there now. There's a handful of them, and I've got them all listed on this site here. Let me just so I can read some of these books out to you. I'm gonna go back to my site and pull up my list. I know Paulo Coelho's book, The Alchemist. That's on there, and that's huge. Like The Final Quest and The Alchemist. If you haven't read those two, definitely do it, even if you don't go through my link. But yeah, sign up here. You get access to these books for free. You don't even have to pay for it. You do have to put in a credit card, but if you don't have no money and you don't want to do the membership, all you got to do is sign up, get your free trial, download your book, and cancel. They won't charge you. Just you got to use your credit card. But as soon as you do it, cancel it, you get your 30 days free. You get your book as well. So that helps a lot. I will say that if you do it this way, make sure that you do it on the desktop. For some reason, they don't count people who sign up through smartphones. That's insane, because the majority of people who consume content or browse the internet are doing it from their smartphone. So the weird thing is they're not recognizing that. Kind of sucks. But anyway, audibletrial.com/TruthSeekah. Sign up, get your book, and if you don't want to continue, cancel it. But I will say it's a great service. You get so many books a month, and there's some really good books out there. So if you have a Kindle as well, it syncs with your Kindle. So if you log into your account, if you're reading the Kindle book and then you log in to the audiobook, it'll pick up where you left off. That's really cool. And Audible is a really good way to support my work, because I get a really good cut. They're really good to the people that if you send, they're affiliates. They're really good. So Audible is a really good way to do it. And if you take the time and want to support, definitely support through Audible. Definitely do that, guys. Let's see. Look at my list here. Okay. Another way is, like, some people are afraid of commitment, or they don't have the money. They don't know what their paycheck's going to look like every month. Another way to give and to support me and help me out is just to simply donate. If you can click on this button here at TruthSeekah.com, just click donate, and then it should bring up my okay. So there's a way to you can give through PayPal or through a debit card here. If you don't have PayPal, just have debit or credit. Click that, and that works as well. Some people want to give a one-time donation. That's cool too. Do that. It looked like that. Okay, I may have to fix that. I do my websites and stuff too. Okay, just click that. So, speaking of that, I don't have that on the list, but if anybody needs graphic work, video editing, like, I do all that stuff as well. So, if you need a website, I design my site, I design my album covers, I shoot my own videos, like, I do everything. I mix and master my own music, and do the recording. So if anybody needs that type of work, I can be commissioned as well through that. Or if you need to learn how to set up a podcast or anything, I could be commissioned as well, if you guys want to do that. So that's a way to support me. But yeah, just click donate if you want to give a one-time donation. Also, there's another affiliate site that I'm with, and this is one that I helped create. It's smudgeyourself.com. You can go directly to smudgeyourself.com. You can buy sage, crystals, Palo Santo, incense, and more. Also here, TruthSeekah's recommended reading. That's where those books were. So if we go to smudgeyourself.com, it's going to bring you to this page here. Smudgeyourself.com. There's some articles here about all the stuff I just mentioned, Palo Santo, sage, incense. You could buy all of it here. If you're going to buy that stuff, definitely come through this portal, because they give a portion of the proceeds to me. I get like a small percentage of each sale. And I have stuff here that I use. Like, so we burn sage. I got all this stuff here. Sage, crystals. There's a bunch of crystals here. Whatever you're looking for, you can click on amethyst, selenite, black tourmaline, whatever crystals you want. There's books here as well. Incense. I burn a lot of incense. And the incense that I recommend they have on here, it's the hemp incense. I don't just buy like gas station incense and stuff like that. I really love the hemp. HEM is the brand of incense. And so there's a bunch of that on here. So if you want to purchase that, go through this link to do it. There's a bunch of packages here. And hemp is pretty cheap too. You get all this stuff like $6. That's at 1, 2, 3, 4. You get, so basically almost $1, like right over $1 a package of them. And you get a bunch of them. Palo Santo. If you don't know what this stuff is, you can look it up as well. Palo Santo is like almost you would use that like sage. You use Palo Santo for smudging and for cleansing the area. It smells really, really sweet as well. I enjoy that. Copal resin. Like, I got my copal right here. Like, I love this copal. Before I do any type of energy work, or I do one-on-one sessions, and a lot of times before a particular podcast where we're going to be getting into deep prayer or meditation, I'll burn copal resin incense, because that's something that the Mayans used before they would go into trance state and to travel the etheric realms and stuff like that. It's very powerful, very potent, and it does give you a euphoric feeling. It's not a hallucinogen, but it really does. When you smell the aroma, it makes you very relaxed. I do vouch for the copal resin incense, definitely. And then there's just a bunch of products down here. And if you want to buy physical books, I have a page here, so you could just these books. There's a bunch of books on this site, but if you go back to TruthSeekah.com and it says TruthSeekah's recommended book reading, if you click that, it'll bring you to this page, and this is where I have my own page and books that have influenced me. Now, it's not, I don't have a huge library of books, but these few books here that I've read over the years have meant a lot to me. The Book of Enoch, Testament of Solomon, The Final Quest, like I mentioned, and these are the physical copies here. The Final Quest, and so that's a trilogy. That's a really good book, guys. The Alchemist, same thing. The Secret Teachings of All Ages. People say, I mention Manly P. Hall all the time, and they want to know, where do they start with Manly P. Hall? The Secret Teachings of All Ages, Reader's Edition first. There's also like a really big edition with like a bunch of fold-out pictures and things like that. These two books were huge for me too early on. 50 Days for a Firm Foundation by Rick Joyner. Bob Larson's Book of Spiritual Warfare. Now I've since been able to meet Bob Larson and go to one of his gatherings, and I have a different view of him now. But this book is chock full of knowledge and information about witchcraft and dealing with spirits in other countries and stuff like that, and some of his firsthand encounters. And it's got a lot of good stuff in there. This one here by Steve Thompson's called You May All Prophesy. This was a big one that I read after The Final Quest, and they're part of Morning Star Ministries, which they really delve into the prophetic realms and teach you how to hear the voice of God, and be really radical about it too. Like hearing God and believing God for like divine miracles and teaching you how to do that. There's some great stories in there, and when you read this, like, you'll be hungry for the prophetic realms, and there's some things that will teach you practical ways to do that. So that's pretty much it, man. I think that's all I got as far as like people wanting to support my work and do that financially. If you have any monies, that's ways that you can support and also get stuff too. So it's not just you're giving me a donation. Like, there's ways to support where you actually get cool stuff. You get cool merch and physical CDs, all that stuff. And then for those of you who have no money, you don't make any income at all, and you still want to help, you still want to support, simply sharing my work. Just go to social media, go to Facebook, share my podcast, share my music, all of that stuff in Facebook groups. That helps. That goes a long way. Blogging. Start your own website, have your own blog, and just kind of reference back to my work. Share my podcast and give your own take on it in a blog entry, things like that. Just be creative with it, man. Whatever you do and you want to incorporate my work, if you go live and you have your own thing where you got followers, you got people that listen to you, go live, play my music, talk about the music. All of it helps, and those are different ways that you can support me and help me to continue to create content and be able to show up for you guys. You guys know, like I said, the podcast is free to consume. It's not free to create. All of this stuff costs money, and thank you again from the bottom of my heart, everybody who's supporting me. It still blows my mind to this day that people pay for my music, because like I enjoy making it, and it's beautiful stuff, and that people would spend their hard-earned money to pay for something that I created. It still humbles me to this day. So with that being said, I'm gonna say peace and shalom. God bless you guys, and join us on the TruthSeekah podcast. Make sure that you're subscribed there on the YouTube page. Watch on YouTube. There's ad revenue there, very little. There's a lot of ads, and I get very little bit of money from that on YouTube. But if you're not subscribed on the podcasting end, make sure that you click one of the links if you have an Android or an iPhone to subscribe and listen on the podcasting end. There's opportunities there to kind of move up the ranks and promote the show, and have sponsors come in that will just take care of everything, but you have to reach a certain level. So make sure you're listening on the podcast end. Make sure you download the episodes there, listen to them, and there's going to be some exclusive stuff that I'm giving out only through iTunes and the podcasting end. Some of you guys listen to me on iHeartRadio. Some of you guys listen on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, all of these ways. But any way that you consume media, I'm trying to be there and make sure that you're subscribed. With that, again, peace and shalom. Love y'all.